What's up, Go enthusiasts? We are here to watch again. Mm-hmm. Set my music. Hurrah, hurrah. Um, yeah, I played a very, very nice game last night that was super, super clean against a super strong player. So I was very happy about that. And am in general in a good mood that still lasts from it. Anyway, um, it was the type of game that I've been like wishing I could play for a long time, where they go territorial and then I just do things objectively correct and get the small advantage from that, and then prove it, and then they cannot match it. Yeah. So they just their little territorial things added up, and I was leading by like 10 points after the first fight, and then they knew that and killed themselves, and I won. Like this is exactly what I want to do, but it's been very hard for me somehow to punish the territorial things well because I keep on doing my own thing, really stupid. But this time I didn't. This time I finally figured out how to do it properly, like not really stupid. Happy about it. Anyway, let's stop yapping and look at their game. Okay. Interesting moment here. The group over here is like mildly weak, but mostly black just wants to get into this area and use that for that purpose. It's like attach here is the most obvious. White's most normal plan is to pull back. Okay, pull back that way even. That means after black does this one, white wants to then go capture. Is that right? It's a little scary because if black gets this Atari and pushes through, there's going to be something, so not really. Excuse me. Aha, exchanging this one first. This is almost always bad, but maybe here it has a point if there's several weaknesses on the outside that we can push and use some of them. What a fierce stance by white now. You can't ladder me. You can't fight inside when I played here and I connected to the 3-stone capture. So what are you going to do? That's what white says. And black says nothing. There is nothing. It's true that black will do nothing there. So black gets to break the bottom side, and white gets the key area. Wow, turn even. I thought it was going to be like fix over here, but turn means you can't even come in here, man. Like if you Atari, now Atari this way, and there's no way. And if you fight inside, there's no way. I'm so strong. Yeah, of course turn is good. And now he comes back and finishes here. There seriously is still nothing on this side? Like, how rude to point it out. Seriously, wow. After Atari, there's nothing here? Isn't Peep working? No, it's not. Cut? No. Yeah, nothing. Wow. Yeah, white read precisely to not answer these things. And then got to go to... I really didn't respect how critical this one is. The like last moments of finishing an area like this can be really, really, really important. to do it as actively as you can. That's what we learned from this. They play, so like, when there's the critical situation like this, they play extremely actively. Connect here. When black says there's a Sente, no way, man, connect. And then block and block and yeah, it's so serious. Must be capture is good. Okay, so we end up with black getting the whole bottom side and white getting the whole center. Why would black even pretend that he can win the ko? That's crazy. And why is white like seeming to oblige him? I guess the game is nearly over, so we have to get it back at some point. But okay, he's not actually obliging him. He was just pushed in for some reason. What is happening in the fighting over here that makes that push possibly good? I don't understand. It's like these 3 stunts are not necessarily meaningful, but what does the cut have to do with it? I guess you can just block here now if they do that, but why didn't black push? I don't get it. Even if you do that and here, then you can just get captured. So that's why it isn't doing that. So it doesn't make sense. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a good exchange, and then black should come back. That's my reading. Let's count. I think white is leading. Yeah, that one is so big, but then this one is so big over here. White does want to win the ko. Okay, okay. We have to force black back to capture just that little thing. Actually, wait. Is that as many points as I counted? Maybe black is okay. Oh, white didn't exchange it over here, but did this first. I thought it was this first and then this, but maybe after this and cut, it's not good enough to get captured. No, white was leading. White won by resignation. Okay. I've woken up a little bit. Stretch a little bit. Okay. Now, okay, so I'll introduce our players. White is Byung-Sung Gil, and black is Lia Yun-hee. And they are both world champions, very strong players. Black just won the last game. Played a nice game with the Moyo there, finished it off. And now Black is entering this game with another Moyo kind of opening to play the high into a pincer over here. This will set up an area on the right side, which is going to be contested. The normal move that I know is to jump here, yeah. And then we can extend, or we can do other things, but the Joseki I know is extend. If I can call it a Joseki. Yeah. Okay, and now sometimes you can see Hanes and sometimes you see Patience. Let me look at it. Okay, Patience. Excuse me. Something stuck in my throat. Okay. So black was patient and just took care of the right side, which is, I think, not putting that much pressure on to white. Like, it takes it in a relatively small scale. However, not much pressure, but very serious, is sometimes they're preferred to a lot of pressure, but not that serious. Like, easier to handle. So in this case, Byung-Sung Gil, interestingly, decided to come directly in to make the invasion-style movement here. So this one asks black, hey, do you want to take the good shape on the side, or do you want to take the good direction in the corner? And black said, good shape on the side. And white said, okay, then I'll go take the corner and make some good saving shape over here. So this is like the good direction for white, because it's really nice to be in the corner against this kind of thing and to make a ko like this. White even has a ko threat here. So this looks to be, by my judgment, black's getting scammed. I think that this was like effective for white, because black probably has to connect now here. If black tries to make a ko threat somewhere, it would be a trade, but this is so big, so valuable, it's hard to imagine allowing it to trade successfully. You see, he does it, but yeah, okay, you can get something, but this is really bad. We do not like giving the opponent extra eye space and eye shape and movement into our one area that we were challenging. Not very satisfying. Excuse me. Excuse me again, sorry. Yeah, so you can see this transposed into the 3-4 attach variation. So they play it standard from there, where white chooses the side that they want, and then black goes and takes the corner and makes white a little heavy. White can push here. In this case, it's very hard to approach it from the bottom side. So white might want to conserve the cutting point there, to use it, instead of just like that, to use it to approach here. I don't know. I would be thinking about like one space jump here. Nice move as well, to conserve it. And black immediately pincers. Knows exactly what to do against nice move, huh? Anyway, I think white is better, so I should bet. Because the betters are saying black. But in a practical human game, this must be comfortable for white. So let's make some fox queens. Very interesting method here. So the Hane first is to stop black from making the Hane cut in combination with the trick, but then Wei also just fixed it directly. So as if this one was not going to work anyway. I don't really understand. Maybe it was like to stop something serious. But after that, we have the pincer, which means run it out, so you're not going to do it well. And then Black repincered and said, oh, but you just gave me the thickness here, so I can give that up. And Wei said, you can give that up? Sure, fine, then I don't have to attack it. And didn't take the corner. And, yeah. The corner was more valuable, I agree. Now we're going to have a sort of basic variation here. And you can see, never play the direct net. No, 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 no. They don't even need a second to think about whether the direct net is good. It is never good in the center of the board. You just get yourself squeezed and put into the tiniest possible shape ever. Of course, your capture should be a wide net every time. In this case, Black does a net so wide, it's not even sure it's still a net. But yeah, I mean, something like this is always going to be better than the direct net. There's no reason to ever even think about that. The direct net is just a layover from when you were doing your very most basic Sumego, and people were telling you what a net is, because that's important, and then they showed you the direct one because it's the simplest. But just because it's the simplest does not mean it's the best. In fact, it's usually the worst. So we should really teach that better, in my opinion. Okay, so Black challenged the bottom side here, which probably bothered me quite a bit, actually. These moves here, particularly this one. I don't know about this one. This one is like finishing the bottom side between two strong areas, so it actually might be kind of small. Empty triangle bait, huh? That's what this was. Are you gonna play the empty triangle now? Ha 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 ha. It's that kind of move. Black's like, only if you make me, only if you get your own short liberty, which is exactly what I would have done as well. And it's like, ha ha ha, your empty triangle, ha ha ha. Now if you answer it this way, then when I block, then I have a Sente. And if you didn't, obviously if you played there, then there would be an extra weakness on the side. So like attach, and then this one would be annoying for Black to get cut and cut. So now we can block and Sente, great, hooray. And we have co-threats in the middle there, in the leftover. I will say it doesn't seem like Wei has been playing it very well since the initial capture over here. The fighting's results have all seemed to generally benefit Black by territory. Like you can see, Black got all of this, but just got thickness, right? And Black got even another step over here, and is going to go in and reduce again. And I like this move a lot. I think it's overpowered. I use it all the time. And I've almost never been beat with it, and I beat opponents with it over and over and over and over again. You just can directly come in, yeah. Directly come in is probably good here, where you don't need the outside like at all. Okay, so this can get fun though. Let's see, what's the right priority? When White has an additional thing here, actually this one might not be Sente, right? So it's a little different than normal. So we're gonna use this one, okay. So we should not Atari first, but make the Ko first, potential Ko first, right? We should have to Atari first. So the problem is, with making the Ko first, is that then White would actually just give you life, and then have cleaned up the Atari, which is really bad. That's a shame. It would have been really nice to use this one as a Ko threat, but you could not as Black. You can only let the Ko happen. Okay, but this is still valuable. Wow, wait, what? If White goes here, and we connect, and then play here, and then White really is serious about it, we extend, that's not good for White. We use the outside thickness so strongly. Wow. I'm sure that Benson Gill was expecting the Ko, like me. And then this one is like, oh yeah, I am weak here. Uh-oh. He's gonna go for the kill anyway. There's basically nothing else that can make this good. You have to go for the kill here. and like this. But when black does this one first, because black has this Sente as well, we're gonna get in a lot of trouble here. We're worrying about that group and worrying about this group. The normal way for white would be to play here now, but it's very problematic if you do that to this side. This one will be met with a probably immediate ask for life kind of thing. Oh, so it tries to do that one, but more active. Still, black will just answer outside, right? And then white can come in and actually win the Liberty Race. Aha! So the more active way means that white does get the time to come back and kill it. Great! Nicely read by Benson Gill here. I couldn't find the active move here. Even though I was thinking like, oh man, this is trouble if I'm not going to have enough time. That doesn't mean, I didn't realize, okay, so not having enough time can be solved with active moves. I see. Not having time is fixable. With active moves. That's how it works. Okay. So that's where the reading comes in. So you're like, oh man, can I do this? Oh, I don't have enough time. Then I need to read my active moves to see if I can get more time for it. It makes so much sense. Very, very nice. Still, black is like satisfied here, by the way, because even though black is dead on the inside, the outside there is going to get raced. It's going to get forced back to go back and directly capture it. So white's territory on the inside is probably only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 points or so. From the initial bit, actually 20 points only is not so bad, and black is going to get a million forcing moves of thickness. Also, what the heck happened down here? This does not seem fair. Black pushed there, and then Haned, and then got to squeeze as well? Seriously? This does not seem fair at all, because black in the future can use this squeezing as well, and that's going to be really annoying, because white might have to directly answer and let the cut happen. Something went wrong. I think this one, maybe? This one allowing the Hane did not like properly treat the symptom. But it was actually quite difficult. Still, it was definitely bad what white did there, but you could only have done a little bit better, maybe by Haneing here instead of Haneing here. White goes underneath. Finally, we get to play some more moves in the area that's actually acceptable for white. But yeah, this game seems like it was honestly kind of black dominated after the initial ko. Attach across and fight like this. Wow. This one means you can come in, right? You can Hana here. And no big deal if you do. So white extends. Yeah, black is trying to say, hey, the center here is actually my value. If I get to attack the center and cut here, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff to be happy about. But this is not so easy to play. I think the way to extend is very, very good. Very normal. So we can connect or we can take the corner. Is connecting good? Yeah, I didn't think so. Taking the corner seems better. More territory this way. If black really wants to go and split us, then so be it. We will just save. We just fly. There's like, this is not a more valuable move than some move in the center, right? So it cannot be good for black to do that. We will just let that happen and then play the move in the center, and we got more territory than black did just there. Of course, we will get attacked in general here, but it won't be a big attack. This kind of shape. It's interesting he plays just one space jump. This is like trying to expand this area of the thing as harshly as possible. Black, by extending through here, black was like thinking that this one will be fixed, and also thinking apparently that he can maybe try some life and death tricks. So after that, if this one had happened, there would have been some... yeah, there would have been a cut, forcing that into a cut thing. So you have to connect here, and then this is actually quite dangerous, life and death. We have to play here, and then we have to answer, and then we have to live. So we're gonna have to allow the full squeeze. That was very clever by black. Very clever. The full squeeze, even that one was sent to. because if you didn't respond, then you would get Atari'd and then Atari'd here. And now the Atari here is just going to be left for Black Sente. It's very clever. Okay, I really didn't respect how big that was, and probably Benson Gill didn't either. That amount of squeezing is like to the level where we probably should be pushing and hunting to stop it. Even though it allows us to get attacked in the center pretty hard. Yeah, I didn't realize how strong that was. That's probably why Black pushed. Yeah, he was reading the life and death. As he probably should. I don't know why I don't read that kind of thing. It's just laziness, I guess. It's like I wasn't cued in that was a timing when reading the life and death would be meaningful. But of course it is, because it's just about to happen. Like, any weakness like that's about to happen is worth reading now. Like, of course, because that's what's about to happen in the game. You have to read the stuff that's about to happen. It's so silly. So silly. So you can see here, after Black played on this side, White was like, oh, you know what, I actually do want to control this area. This is why I think this one is probably suspicious. I mean, I understand what he was doing, he's stopping the Hane, but you don't need to stop the Hane that hard, right? I mean, the Hane was serious, so I can get behind him at some point. Anyway, Black is satisfied to just say, alright, wait, you have that, and then as I fix the left side here and get my own area, I'm getting enough. I'm actually pretty surprised that this block was deemed valuable enough for Black. It doesn't seem that valuable. Like, obviously there's a lot of territory, but there was more territory, it seemed like, in the swing, right? Like, if you could be the next person to play some move putting pressure on this, like even jump here or whatever. If White really came underneath here, we weren't going to get that weak, were we? Maybe we're going to get that weak. Like, it's just covering the weakness of those stones, and it's meaningful like that. White tries to ask Black whether he really wants that cutting point, and White would fix it in Sente if Black says no, and Black does say no anyway. Black is saying this area is enough again. Probably Black is winning this game. It says Black by 34.5 right now. And that's obviously not counting that White is dead here. But that's only 20 points, not anymore. So it does seem like Black has gotten enough area. It's interesting he keeps trading away the weakness stuff for area in order to win that clean game. So to make everybody solid, so that it's easier. Got some forcing moves from the attach on the top side, and now this fight should be the decisive one, I guess. Nice move. Yeah, White couldn't go down any direct lines. They were all not working, so tried to wait on them. Very nice to play the immediate peep here. Of course, it's the right thing to do. Capture, agreed. This is what I would have done. Get to exchange that, or if not, then break something massive. It's a little weird for Black now. Could he not have made an eye with the peep? Wait, I don't get that. Why did he connect? I thought he was gonna make an eye with the peep. Was that crazy? If he played here and here, and he could make an eye on this side, he wouldn't have to worry about these parts. Like, he would still be able to be fine. So there must be a reason why that's not an eye. Oh, can you just directly attach? You can just directly attach here. I see. Or you can even peep for it. Okay, so that was definitely not an eye. Oh wow! So this one made it so that you have to just do it that way. Okay. And you can still peep, and you can still go that way. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, this move is so big, so massive. It means that white might not have to spend moves inside, too many at least. And of course, it's already a lot by itself. Oh, this loses a liberty in order to reduce black a couple points. Maybe it doesn't if you get the eye and you're comfortable with the 1 eye versus 1 eye captures. I don't get it actually. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Uses another Sente move to read it out. Looks like white is aiming at a Seki instead of a kill. I don't get it. So it has to go back and kill directly now. If white had gone here, then black could play here, and it would be really hard to kill that group. Because, yeah, black would start filling outside W's. You'd have to fill a bunch. So this way, actually, black has to fill, or white has to fill less moves inside after that. Lock here must be huge, right? Capture is correct, indeed, I agree. Okay. Let's score estimator. I'm too tired. Wait, by 6.5? Seriously? Was black so much lax in the middle game? Or in the end game there? I mean, black was very slack. But can white really win off that? Wow. Excuse me. Times 2G loses a small amount. Co-threat. Connect here. Trying to figure out how to organize it. Obviously, that counting should have been over-optimistic for white. There's no way that white is actually leading by a lot right now, according to my flow counting understanding. But it's possible white is leading by a little from the slackness. Black ended up falling back and getting like nothing. Oh, white reduces everything, gets his own area very cleanly. Wow, that one, seriously. It was very big. It was very big. Black could always push through here. The plan was always, oh, I just can connect the other way, whatever. But black is saying, hey, I could get a couple points over here. Meaningful, meaningful. White's only method to connect gives black 2 cente moves, which secure a lot of points. Yeah, I didn't realize how much territory we could swing from that. It's a very nice point out by black. Yeah, that was very big. Agreed with white. I was trying to look around all the borders, try to find something. I was like, maybe I can Hana here now, but I kind of want to leave the Short of Liberty stuff. Wait, it was sharp. Obviously, we have to block there. I don't know why we're letting our whole time run out. Excuse me. Must be counting. Yeah, black missed a chance. I know that he was thinking like, oh, I would short my own liberties if I do it. But 1 point versus shorted liberty, 1 point is bigger, I'm sure. There's no way the shorted liberty mattered more than the 1 point. Very nice by white to call it out, to get it back. Press on this border, press on this border. Now he knows he doesn't short the liberty anymore, right? So it makes a lot of sense to just do this. Ooh. Exciting. It must be exciting because white thinks he needs it, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. This one, white needs to block outside. Is actually a benefit to. No, it's not. It's still the correct endgame. Ah, that's really annoying. Black has a lot of good threats. What's the best way? Do you want to do this first? And let it, like, you want to do this one, right? So if you go here and they do that, then you get both cente and 3 co-threats total. Wow, it targeted from here and connected in order to make it clear that this one now needs to be answered eventually. Oh, wait, Hane? Is there now like an additional threat? Not really. It's just the same as the other way. Okay. What an awkward co for white to fight. This was a mistake, I'm sure. Well, white did gain a bit already. Never mind, this is not that awkward. White already gained a bit and is trying to gain even more. Then that's acceptable. If white had like not gained to start this, it would not be acceptable. Because what white is getting right now is really annoying how black is threatening to gain more than white locally. And white, if white tries to threaten to gain more, it will get even much riskier. What is conserving at the moment is very serious threats down here. And just using his piddling threats. Connect, wow. Could not dare to allow it to happen and then have to make life. Oh, he has to use his serious threat now. This is not good. Isn't the life condition not that bad? Like, come on. Of course we have to ignore this, right? connect here. Don't worry about the serious co, right? It's so awkward. Just give me my one more point, man. No way. Oh my god, seriously? From this side? I looked away for a moment. Okay, well, what it's saying is, your co-threats are done, and I still have a co-threat. So I will not lose this co. That is what it's saying. I still have 2 co-threats over here, and you have 0. That's what it says. You have literally 0 threats. I mean, black has 1. Okay, black has 1 threat. But if that threat happens, there's 1 more threat. So it doesn't count. Wow. Give up? Seriously? Wait. Seriously? Okay, it has to be a full give up if you give up. And finally, White gets what he wanted, which is to exchange this for this. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Why did he want that? Whatever. Now extend here. And finally, you can go back to connect after exchanging the glorious this exchange. Nope. What are you doing, man? What is this? What? We're just saying I'm a co-threat bully. Please just connect the co, man. Seriously, this move first? How can it be better? This is like... What? This is like evening out that area. It does not even gain. And it can lose if it goes like this. I mean, the loss is very minimal, so it doesn't matter, but... Okay, yeah. It's still the same. But like, why would you even out that area before going to fight the co? It doesn't make sense. Alright, he's gonna finish the co. He's gonna finish the co. He lost co threats. He's too embarrassed. He can't possibly not finish the co now. No way. What is he doing? What is he doing, man? What is he doing? Seriously? Wow, what a nice move. That is co-threat. Co-threat of an unexpected variety, and then this one is not co-threat. So black is going to go win the co now, and then white will say, well then if you do, then it gives me this co-threat. And then after that I have another co-threat. So that's actually kind of gaining for white. Maybe black should have answered it, maybe it was co-threat. Because it's just co-threat to create co-threats, which is actually meaningful right now. Most of the time that's not meaningful at all, but here there were no co-threats left, so co-threat to make co-threats, which are serious, is enough to win the co back through the stages, which is important, I suppose. It would be really nice to push, but then we're gonna have to use our co-threat up. But we don't have to worry about that, I guess. Because afterwards, black still has no co-threat. So we will just use the one co-threat that we have and then say great. Continue. I mean, black has one co-threat remaining after that. But that co-threat is slightly bad compared to, like, blocking here. No, it's not slightly bad, actually. Black will use it. Okay. Well, then white is going to end up having to capture here. And transition the co, but that's actually really bad for white. White finally pressed too far, actually. He's realizing. Or maybe he wants to go and try to capture the 2 stones. 4 points. It's not enough. It's not enough to take these 2 or this. He's probably just going to connect. Yeah, I have to connect. And then obviously it was wrong. It was mistaken what he's done here. Well executed by black to create one co-threat over here. And then we got to go back and finish that. Of course white gets some benefits over here. But very little. Was this the last 2-pointer, by the way? On the right side there? I guess that was a 2-pointer in the bottom side anyway, so... No meaning. It's funny, because that co is like much bigger than the rest of the stuff for a long time, and now it's much smaller than the rest of the stuff. And the rest of the stuff is all gone. Like... That co is like really big, and they were fighting it for forever. And then once it's over, once he finally connects, all the rest of that game has been decided through the co. And so there's no point in even doing anything else. It's very funny. Come back immediately after it's over. Black wins by half a point. So this is why white was pressing on the co so hard, I guess. If black had not found this stuff on the right side, he would have lost if black had not forced him back. But I think white probably could have won this if... what was the moment that he had? He had a moment here, right? Where was the moment? Yeah, I was saying, this moment, he should have connected here, right? If he connected here and then black played this, then black would get a bonus of only like 2 points to that area, and this one is at least 2 points bigger, right? I mean, I can kind of understand where white is coming from to play this one, but this is like, yeah, co-complication, and then he missed the black idea that is just to create a co-threat against that shape. I wonder whether this one actually, like the real problem is just that like black has this connected already. So this is kind of thin shape, and you don't actually want this part. You can push instead. That's probably the problem. If this had been pushed, then maybe white wins by half a point here. see. Excuse me. Honestly, it was not as silly as I was thinking. What Beyonce Go was doing there. Let's see whether my commentary made any sense. My judgment the whole time. May have been totally off. Let's see. So here I was thinking that this part is like white leading. And then, yeah, probably white messed up this part here. Yeah, probably you can't do very much better than just push, so you can just push. Because, like, what is the special thing you're going to get over here? Nothing, right? No, it was fine. But jump, like I was planning, would have been a fine move. This was actually bad by black because of descend. Ah. The Hane paid him back because he wasn't going to use it, and then it became bad exchange now. Obviously. Like, I wouldn't have... I know better than this. I think Benson Gill knows better than this. He just, like, played it and Blitz was confused. But it was actually not that big a deal what happened over here, right? Surprising. I didn't realize it's not that big a deal for this kind of thing. It's obviously good locally speaking, because this is good locally speaking for black, but I didn't realize this is like acceptable trading. That's good to know for the future when I want to play. To respond to this invasion, you can actually just let the freaking go happen. That's so weird. You can also fight harder. But it's very weird to just be like, oh yeah, I let you be fine, and then nothing bad. Black should have accepted the bottom rather than pincer. It was too much trying to use the Liberty issues, but I could just fix them. Direct was actually okay here. Yeah, normally it's that these are always better, so they wouldn't even consider to do this. But it's actually really surprising that AI considers this one playable. It did run more playouts into this one, but this is actually very surprising. Definitely this is the one that the human pros who don't play this one would like. No human pro wants to play this one these days. I actually don't understand why this could be playable. Oh, it's playable in this case because the in this case, the movement through here is quite valueless, and the movement through here is quite valueless. But the How strange, really. It's much more normal to play with the pro did. It's about this push here coming. When this push is coming, which it is, and it's going to short the liberties, we don't want to get ourselves shorted on this side and then lose control of the fight. I see, I see. In situations where you're in liberty contact and you need liberties, it is often the case that you need to play the direct thing for more security. So the reason why AI suggests this one is because AI is going to suggest that black be pushing here at some point in the future. So this one is like the local move to play, the green move locally. And then this one supports that much, much better than the wider nets. Okay, it's making some sense. Still, even in that situation, the wider nets are totally fine, so we always play the wider nets. There's no reason, I think, as a human to be like, that's not, yeah. So this is actually pretty nice for black. And they exchanged all this and that. Came in. Yeah, this was actually a wrong move. And it went like this. So white was actually doing just fine if they did not touch here. if you would just cover the outside. Wow. Cover the outside completely. Okay, even this one would be a good idea, where you're saying, hey, I'm totally fine, and you have to go back and live in Gote, and then I can come in. Wow, wow, wow. Very serious. This is the problem with the super wide net, is that actually you can get beat up in the future. They weren't thinking that's beat upable, but that's what the point of this one is. So now if you come back, then you're gonna get broken. Wow. This is so serious. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. That would have been a nice method for white. But white could not think of the counterattack here. So this was a really nice method for black. And it actually gained him back the control of the game immediately. And white had to be active. Yeah, this is... My intuition for the active move is this one. This was still an active move, though. It was like... The idea was the right thing. Just like shape-wise... It's hard to figure out what the right shape is. Like, eventually AI decides this is the right shape. Nobody's going to play here. This one is so stupid. Wow. This one... Here! Yeah, this is the best move. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in my reading. This is like the ultimate trust your reading over your intuition move. Obviously what it's aiming at is if black plays fully on this side, okay, great, then I can cut here. And if black plays fully on this side, right? Great, then I can cut here. So black has to like mix between the two, something like this, and it's gonna leave behind weaknesses still. Probably exchange this and here first. It leaves behind weaknesses still of this kind of stuff. Really tough, so white can kill and then leave the weaknesses and say, hey, I expanded my liberties. Yeah. But this is like... Humanly, at least in a blitz game, nobody's playing here. I can imagine in a longer game they're gonna look through all of their options and realize, hang on a second. This move aims at two weaknesses. But that's impossible to do like that. Anyway, so black was leading after this. Yeah, even though white could kill, it was the successful variation for black for sure. I was actually wrong about black gaining stuff before that, like on the bottom side here. It wasn't particularly gaining for black. But anyway, he did manage to not save it effectively, but handle it effectively. And then this part, I thought white made a mistake with this one, but actually it was not bad. It needed to be here though, that's the point, I see. The squeeze was a little good for black, just a bit. And then this was slack. So at this point, black was clearly leading. And then black was a bit slack here and gave away his advantage to a large part. So he just captured there and did not even connect. Yeah. The connect is the stronger move for the territory on the top side. He captured and then he quickly played block. That's horrible as a combination. Like why would you capture and then quickly block compared to just connecting? Crazy. And he even wasn't supposed to go for it right away. There was something to be done over here. Okay, that's just AI super high level fiddling. But you could capture this way too. So he could have taken the territory here, but white took the territory back this way and was satisfied. Between these two is actually acceptable for white to connect rather than to take the corner. This one, not so bad. Even though there would be Hane, you have to come back. You have to get restricted a lot. So this one is acceptable. Okay. And that life and death is forced. And then... Yeah, white actually had come back already by the time that black is playing this move. So the advantage all like dissipated largely with this attack by black, where black is saying like, oh, I'll seize initiative against their center. And white's like, what initiative if I take the territory? Then it's all gone. Black needed to take the territory advantage right there. But this... Yeah, the whole game plan was really bad. Black had to like finish it off, but it was not gaining any of it. This was actually slow by white. Wow. Like I can feel that when I see the black response, but it's so hard to expect it now. Like you give me that chance and I can't take it seriously. But yeah, If white uses like this move, that's aiming at the cover here. White could also cover directly, but like aiming at the cover is very beautiful. Where you say, hey, if you answer there, then I get assistance to the top side. This is like a super beautiful method to use these two in combination. Much more reasonable is like this one, letting there be a direct answer there, and yeah, this is much more human, much more possible to come up with. It's very inspiring that such Tetsuji exists all the time. There's always a way to make a combination between the center and the side. As long as the center is important, there's a combination with it. There must be. It's just normal movement, right? But this is where the AI is like the most better than humans, actually. Is this moment, this kind of check everything seriously, and it actually can. Yeah, this was a gorgeous move by white. Wow, it thinks these are acceptable? I don't think these are even acceptable, I think. Oh, but it's saying they'll transpose. Still, this one is the best, I'm sure. And then he just reduces. It's a super tight game. Yeah, here I was saying, can't we do this? Allowing that, I mean, the peep would be immediate. And I thought we could do this one, but actually I was wrong, as you can see. Now black would be leading, because when black pushes here, then we cannot make the eye over here unless we take another move to really try to develop it. It's not worth it. So connect here. Okay, we could have peeped first, but it's not a bad move. Because we can still get the peep. Wow, but black is actually supposed to stop us from getting the peep. Seriously? That's crazy. That's cool. Black should stop the peep only. That's very intense. And then we had this situation. Yeah, white actually gained something here from the threats, where black did not counter to the threats first. This is so harsh. Because for black, you're thinking, if I do this, then Atari and answer and here. But it's not going to go like that. You use this one, and if white captures, you use this one, and then you use this one. And then you say, hey, you took your own liberty away. So because of that, white cannot come back. White has to come back to here first, and we get to play. Yeah. Obviously, that's not working. So we get to play this way, I see. We get to play this way, and then use that. Black is to capture in Sente, and gets to use that in Sente. That's better. So in the actual game here, black put a stone inside, but in the other way, black is gaining like 1 point. If black uses this one, and uses the full method here. So that here, white has to give, so exchanges these two stones inside, doesn't change anything, and then black fills it like this. So then it's 1 more point good for black than the game, where he fills in 1 point inside. This is like, yeah, that's like endgame super magic here. Super magic. It's good to know that these things are possible, and you have to be on the alert for them. Black was like, maybe black was on the alert for them but couldn't read, but black is probably just like not on the alert at all, that you could ignore such a, you know, enormous vital point and just play around it. It's so harsh. But yeah, one liberty things can be really played around. So then white was leading by half a point here. And capture must be good, and the time Suji is not great, but you know, what can you do? And then this was terrible because it allowed for the black excellent play to push through here. This was fantastic for black if he had finished it off, especially. It was so many points. So many points in that area. And so white's job here was actually to prevent that. It's saying to directly fix it, but like a normal human way might be like this one. But black can often punish these. Anyway, if white prevents this push through, this fantastic push through idea, it'll be fine. But white didn't prevent it. Yeah, this capture is like, at the moment, if if black went through with this stuff, then black would get punished over here. But this connect actually was like really bad for letting that stuff happen in the center because black became way thicker. Wow. This connect is so big on just pressing that you get more and he gets less. But after that, you have to back it up with a full move. And I think white didn't realize that. So lost a lot there, letting black push through. This was a good move, but this is also highly valuable. And so now white knows he's losing because he lost a lot here, and he probably knew the game was very close before that. So that's why he's doing the crazy way here. Trying super hard. There's a chance apparently for black now. Ah, white used this one as co-threat? I didn't even notice. When did white do that? And black answered it as co-threat? What? So after that, white would still have a lot of real co-threats, and it would not necessarily be like very good for black, but yeah, there was no reason to block here. What? It means he was thinking if white cuts me, then later I'll have to spend moves inside over here. But do you even? It's not going to be as big as the top side, that's for sure, even if so. And probably not. Anyway, the game went like this. It was the ko the whole time. Eventually black gave up on the ko because he had to, and it was like this. And I was saying that maybe this one, yeah. It like clearly didn't work. Maybe if it was here white could win, maybe here. So here black, yeah, would still only win by half a point. It was actually like not as close as a normal half pointer. Black was on the positive edge. Black could have actually traded away now for a bigger lead. Humanly, we can't comfortably do that. But actually, it would be better because it does just end now. You can clearly count it. Humanly, we should be able to comfortably do that, but it just doesn't feel comfortable. White gets 4 points incentive versus if we play there and there. Yeah, it's about the same. It's about the same. It's very slightly bigger over here. So yeah, it was. Anyway, black forced himself to have to find the way to make an extra co-threat, and then he did it. So then he won. Half a pointer. Exciting. Some very precise stuff, and I think the critical thing is to never forget about their push through, like the really strong attacking stuff. Sometimes that's gonna have something happening. In this case, white forgot that the push through stuff, which he knew was safe, could also allow black to actually like build an area here. It's very rare that stuff happens like that, so he just forgot it could, and then he lost the game on Endgame. But the most important, I think, strategic idea is just that this move is trash, complete trash. Cannot play to separate the groups and give that. And I sort of understood that in the game, but I didn't fully understand it. Now I understand, I think, a lot more, and I could call this kind of move trash live. So that's the important part. Also, this is crazy. I knew that going for the kill can't be right. But I didn't realize that there is a way to use an outside weakness. Of course there should be a way to use an outside weakness. This is extremely instructive, I guess. So black does this and says, hey, I can control the outside. And white was like, but then you're like either you're going to control the outside or you're going to control the inside. What do I do? Well, white has to say, well, then I can control the outside or the inside. I'm the one who will get something actually meaningful on either side. And that would be the way to show, yeah, I'm serious about this. I'm like really gaining kind of thing. If you do this and you can't find the fancy next move and you only just push, that's very lame because the opponent will fix. So you have to play some fancy aggression. It doesn't have to be the exact correct aggression, but it does have to be some serious stuff. But you could do it. You could get the extra move towards that area. And yeah, it doesn't have to be the correct way, but something over here to like make a real threat is much better than not. Nice game, nice game. I'll go and get the first game that we were looking at as well. I think that game is not as close. That's why they resigned. But we can check it out. I honestly kind of forgot about it because I've been yawning. I'm tired. Okay, I didn't see any part of this. Skip, 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 skip until we get to the part that I saw. We were around here. This is where we joined in. And what did I think was good here? Okay, I think this was really good by white. And then maybe it was bad for black to just cut here. It wasn't impactful enough. Well, how can you say that? Like, what's more impactful than cuts? Black knew he had to be really strong. Maybe he had to cut here. Maybe black is already lost. Maybe black had to use this area before he gets covered. But not really. Yeah, I think black is just screwed this game. But he was leading so much early. Wow. Connect? Cover this area? Can be losing that much? Because you can kill the right side instead? And wow. I didn't realize. Wow. White won by resignation, but as we entered the game, it was actually black winning by a lot here. And I was like, there might be no way, black is already losing. But white was actually doing the desperate fighting, and I just couldn't find the answer, whatever it was. This one was too passive. So black should jump in, or black should push here, and then say... But there's like nothing clean. It's actually so tough. Black could cut through here and make something happen on the side for sure. It's actually so tough. Connect here is 6 points bad? Like how? It's just like you must play on this side immediately before white can turn there. The turn here was so valuable for white. And after this there actually was something over here? What? So you could ask what you're gonna get? How can this be bad? How can this one be bad? Because this is like the big move that you're gonna play, luckily. So after this one, if here, then we're gonna see connect. Okay, so then if you do this first, and we see connect, and cut first and run. This ladder is working. What are we doing? Wait, this ladder is working for black? Seriously? What was the problem here? Wait. At some point in the middle, before... Wow. Okay. Before white can really finish that off, black needs to play some sente move towards the ladder and then come in. Break it all. Oh, you could make a ladder right now that goes to that area where the other entrance is. Oh, so if you do it now and white fixes, then now we cannot use that ladder anymore. Now the ladder is really working for white, and there's no threat. I see. So now it's way better. So that was why it was important. We couldn't just cut here. It was important to mess around in the middle first, obtaining either sente or sente cut here or the ladder. And then you could go and mess around the final part and reduce. But black, it turned out, was way too passive at coming in here. Yeah, could have come in this side and then could have come in this side too. Yeah. Even coming in here would be okay now. But he just took his own area, but White got to fix the center. It was so big, and then he was just winning. There was also a big blunder. This one is not as big as the corner. This is just a territory count blunder. I actually noticed this in the game. I was like, hang on a second, was that really right? But, I didn't count thoroughly, so I couldn't be sure. But yeah, it was clear mistake as well. And White knew if he didn't do this one, he did this instead. Yeah. Okay. So White won. My counting was also good, by the way. I was thinking it was White by like 4. So that's good. Wow. White won this game because he built a huge area, and then Black had to come in with some broken ladder, some fancy techniques, and couldn't find the innovation, couldn't find the creativity. So you always must, even if you're leading, like this kind of big area must be answered with very serious methods. I have no idea why AI seems to think this could ever matter. It must just be like horizon affecting somehow. Okay. Good games, good games. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.